trying to fix it. I was trying to fix that, and then I came on like early. But I think, oh my God, are we, are we, we're on. We're on, guys. Oh, you know, I'm still figuring out the ropes of this thing. I'm still trying to figure out a lot of things about. I wanted to make it, oh, damn. But then I just went straight into the live. But it's almost time, so I think it's okay. Um, I believe our network is good. And if you can hear me, please drop a comment if you can hear me, and I will dive straight into the video, hopefully. But yeah, we'll give a few minutes. We still have like 3 minutes before it's officially time to start. We're supposed to start by 4 p.m. and this is 3:57. So of course, I'm still going to give a little time for those who are not here yet to join, and hopefully they make it in time. Yeah. But hi guys, how are you guys doing? If you're new here, let me introduce myself. Well, wait. My name is Fidelia Aleva. I like to go by Fidelia Aleva. Nothing against the name Ishun. Like, I love my name. It's just that a lot of people have murdered my name in the past, and I don't want them to do that anymore. So it's like when someone cannot pronounce your name and the person is just brutal with it. It's like no. Fidelia should be okay for you. So Fidelia Aleva is my name, and I am an artist. An artist. Um, First of all, yes, that is the number one thing I like to be known as. I may not be dropping songs back to back, but trust me, singing, creating art is something inside of me that can never, ever, by the grace of God, be taken away from me. It is just in my DNA to create, music, songs, write songs, create content, just be creative basically. So I am a creative. I create. I like to think of my life as my creation. Yes. Um, yeah. So that's me, Fidelia Aleva. And what else? I have my. Let me see. Let me look at my CV. I have my CV here. Sometimes I forget because I have so many talents. It's crazy, but I have so many talents that I sometimes forget how to introduce myself. I recently printed out my CV, and it's 3 pages. It's 3 pages, guys. And yeah, so we have artist, actress, model, influencer, live streamer, host, and so much more. I didn't even write everything because I didn't want it to look like I'm a jack of all trades, but so much more. Trust me. Yeah. So you can find me on YouTube, which we are here on YouTube, on TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, um, AudioMac, Everywhere. You can find me everywhere. Today's topic, it's 4 p.m. Today's topic is called Fame Without Funds. Fame Without Funds. And as the title is self explanatory, I think the title is so self explanatory. Fame Without Funds, meaning being famous without funds, without money, without backing, without sponsors, without ego, nothing, you know? Everything is just like nothing is there, you know? So that's just the whole gist about the fame without funds. So I want to be telling you about my experience being famous without funds because this is my journey. I don't know about any other person's journey. I'm going to be talking about my own journey um, of going viral, having a lot of virality on my page, on TikTok, on Facebook, even right now on YouTube, where video is still going viral. And yeah, having all these viral videos, millions of views. I had a video on TikTok that was almost 10 million views. We have another one on TikTok that is still about 2.2 million views plus. We have one on YouTube right now that is also 2.2 million plus views. On Facebook, Instagram, we have videos that are almost 4 million views, 5 million views. You can go check, it's all there. And this started 3 years ago. 3 years ago, when I had that eureka moment. I've talked about this so many times. Oh my God, please let that not interrupt. Can you guys still hear me? Please, please, if you can still hear me, or like, please. Oh God. Okay, so I'm just being cautious because, okay, sorry. 3 years ago, I had the eureka moment where my video, sorry, not my video, when I decided to go fully on myself, bet on myself, and do content creation as a full-time job. That was 3 years ago in April. So this April marks 3 years of me being a full-time content creator, an influencer, social media personality, and all of that. And I have 3 years ago, I was in Kaduna State in Nigeria, and I had my own house. I had my own, literally my own little apartment, room and parlor, where I was just getting by, you know. It wasn't fully furnished, but it was mine. It was my space. And I used to think of myself, I like to think of myself, I still like to think of myself as a minimalist. So doesn't mean I don't like the finer things of life. And yeah, so I was living in KD. I was teaching. Later, I decided to quit the job because, like, we have to go back in order to understand where I'm coming from. For me to be able to like make this video, I have to go back. And if I say I'll go back, it's going to be a long story. Like, it's a long story. So I'm just trying to see how I can give you guys the background, but without really going deep into it, so that it doesn't become like a whole story time thing. But anyways, yes, I was trying to give the background of the eureka moment I had. So in KD, in my own small apartment, out of rent, no funds, no money, no nothing. all in my mind, I'm thinking, if only I can get famous, if only I can become an influencer, if only I can become a star, I'll have all these brand deals and I'll have all this money. I'm dreaming about the life. Hopefully one day I'll be living. And it's like, that's keeping me going. That was keeping me hopeful, you know. And I meet someone along the line, we start dating, and I'm thinking, oh, this is my guardian angel. This is someone who's going to help me out, and all of that, which also stems from a long story. So if you want the stories, if you want story time of all the stories I'm talking about, then you just drop a comment and let me know, and I'll tell you guys more details about the stories that I'm not talking about. Because this one, I'm just trying to chop small to let you know the background as to why I have been famous without funds. Okay. So I was so excited, just thinking, yeah, he helped me out, of course, once, twice. Like he was there, even with the little. I was like, yeah. But I kept telling him something. I am a diamond in the rough. I'm a diamond in the rough. The thing just kept playing because at that point I was so low. In my life, I was so low. Everything about me, I had lost myself to a certain point where I was just like a zombie basically. Like I was alive but not really living, you know. Life was happening to me and I wasn't happening to life. My job barely 30,000 naira a month. God. 30,000 naira a month was my salary as a teacher, as a graduate. Yes, I didn't, you guys, yes, I am a graduate from the University of Kaduna, of course. And as someone who graduated and, can speak French, because that's what I studied, and decided to teach French because I have a passion for teaching. Um, I realized that this was not the life I wanted for myself, being living the rest of my life being a teacher who barely has, like the end, you can barely eat, not to talk of buying something nice for yourself, you know? And I was there teaching my students, about life. Beyond the French I was teaching them about things I wish I had known earlier, things I wish I had been taught earlier. I was trying to let them know about that, saving, budgeting, just life. Like I was trying to teach them life before they would go on into the university because I was teaching secondary school students, So I was trying to teach them about life and all of that. And one day I realized that, you know what? I'm talking to these kids about all these things, and I'm still very young and I can still go chase my dreams. Why am I telling them about this like I've given up on life and I can't still chase my dreams, So I chose myself. I quit. And I said to myself, I still have a chance to go chase my dreams. And even as I speak now, I still know that I am still capable of going after my dreams. And I am trying to do that with every step I take. Even this video I'm making is also a form of putting myself out there and letting the world know that I am not afraid to chase my dreams, whether with funds or without funds. Okay. I used to be so scared of being a starving artist, but I still ended up being one because you have to choose. There has to be a given. You can't live in your comfort zone. And maybe for some they can, but I think to a degree, everyone has their hurdles. It might not be financial, but everyone has their hurdles that they go through when they decide to pursue their dreams and go after what they want. Yeah. Please go away. Please go away. That's a B. Please go away. Oh, okay. It went away. So back to the Eureka moment. Me and this guy are together. I find myself in a shitty apartment. Uh, it's, and one day I asked myself, what would you do? Because, mind you, even during my darkest of times, the only thing I would always do, what I always do and I still do to now, up to now, is I listen to great people. I listen to interviews. YouTube is like my hub, like my TV. I don't even have a TV at home, so YouTube is my everything. YouTube and now TikTok, every like social media is my learning hub. I use it to motivate myself, to inspire me, to it's everything to me. Which we're still gonna get into the reason why, despite my all my distress and everything, I still am holding on to this one device I have. This is the only device I have. This is my phone right now I'm using to record. It's an iPhone XR, and it was actually the smallest iPhone I could find in the market when I went to buy an iPhone. Else, I would have probably been using an iPhone 8 Plus, because I was like trying to squeeze and just, make sure I fit in everything and buy a phone. And so let's not get there yet. So yeah, while I was with this guy, so many things have happened. I had, yeah, okay, I was with him. And then one day, I just had this moment. I had this moment where I just remembered something Steve Jobs once said. Um, I think was it Steve Jobs? I don't know. I can't remember. But something about what would you do if you found out you were going to be unalive in 2 weeks' time? What would you do? What would be the first thing you would do? Or what would you want to be remembered for if you knew that you had a limited period of time to live? What would you do differently today? That was a question I asked myself. And it was one of those days I just sat there, like, I looked around me and I knew I didn't belong here, but I didn't know how to leave. I didn't want it to look like, oh, I was rejecting someone because the person was not rich or the person was not up to my standard or whatever. When I also had not yet been living up to the standard that I wanted to be living. So I was like, all those kind of thoughts. And then that happened, the light bulb just went off, and I was like, you know what? I have my phone in my hand. And now I've been on social media for quite some time. I scroll through people's videos. I was on social media literally when Justin Bieber was discovered. Like, literally, I have seen people rise up on social media and become famous and make so much money and live their dream life and all of that. So why can't I do the same? These were questions I was asking myself. And immediately, the moment the thought came in, I knew it was divine. I knew it was like divine intervention or something. I knew if I did not run with that inspiration immediately, it would go. And like Michael used to say, if I don't use this inspiration right now, God is gonna give it to Prince. So literally, I was like, I have to run with this. So I picked up my phone. I had an Android phone. I think it was an Infinix, small Infinix. I can't remember this thing. It's like so like in small Infinix, not even the Note or whatever. Was he up to it? No, I don't think so. Anyway, so I picked it up and I recorded my first video. Like, not my first video. I've been into entertainment for quite some time. Don't get me wrong. Been in the entertainment industry for quite some time. But this was me picking up my phone, recording myself, doing what I love, and telling myself, I'm just going to do this and share it with the world for, I'm just going to do this and share it with the world for people to just, for people to just, you know, watch and do whatever it is they want to do with it. Like, that's it. I just said to myself, I'm just going to let people do whatever they want with the like, let's just see how it goes, let's just see how it goes. And wow, did it really? It did. First video I posted, the views were not even my concern. I just said to myself, I didn't even care about the views. I didn't want to. So I just posted the videos and I copied the links, shared to my WhatsApp contacts, and yeah, I did that for a few days. After a few days, I got a call that shifted everything for me, because that call was a confirmation to me that I had really taken this inspiration the way it was meant for, and I had used it. It was a confirmation to show that I was on the right track and I did the right thing and I made the right call by putting myself out there, and yes, by doing this full time, I was on the right track, because this person called me and he was like, so what do you want to do? And I was like, I want to go to the studio, record if I have money and all of that. And that was my first sponsor. Um, I can never forget, because I don't forget people's kindness to me. He had no reason to do that, but he chose to do it, and I'll never forget that. First 100,000 naira that entered my account. Just barely a week of posting on on YouTube and sharing my links on. Yeah, this was not supposed to go like this. Okay. Um that first 100K from my talent, from me just singing, posting, it meant like 100 million to me, and it still means a lot to me. It was like someone just gave me 100 million and changed my life. Immediately, I called my producer. I went to the studio. I recorded my first song, Deep It. I had recorded this before, but I had lost all my masters and tracks and everything. So, recorded it again and I dropped it. This time I dropped on YouTube, AudioMac, everywhere I could drop it for free. I dropped it. And then we got talking, and I opened up about the shitty situation I was in at that time, and sent another money and said, you know what, you need to get out of that town and go back home and be with your mom and your family for some time. And even, we have entertainers in Benue now who are. Did I tell you guys I'm from Benue? Okay, I'm from Benue. So he was like, you need to come back and just do some things with your own people and just stay home. The father has a house, you can just stay there and chill. Don't even renew your, because he sent enough money for me to be able to renew my house rent. But he was like, nah, don't renew your house rent and all of that. So I listened. I said to myself, you know what? Maybe this is a divine messenger. So I'm going to listen. I listened and I packed my bags, I packed everything, and I came back to Benue. This was 3 years ago. I came back to Benue 3 years ago, got to Makodi around April. This everything I'm saying, I just told you guys that April made it 3 years. So everything I'm telling you now is what happened in April. From April 4th, you see, my birthday is like in 2 weeks' time. So this is the same kind of like it's just the same period. It's a big, oh my god. Please go away. Go away. Oh my god. It's a I don't know, it's a bee or a thingy. Ah, Jesus, what do I do? You know, I don't like. I'm not sure the differences, so I'm scared that it's the one that is attracted to like perfume or something. If it comes, it hasn't. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna hope it doesn't come close to me because we're roommates at this point. They come and they go as they please. We're practically roommates. So, oh, right. Can you see it? Look at it. It's making me so uncomfortable. Anyway, so I packed up, came back to Makodi, and yeah, I've been in Benue since. I've traveled, of course, traveled in and out of Benue, um, but I have been in Benue for the past 3 years, and it was when I got to Benue that I had my first viral video. Few months after staying in Benue, I think almost a year or so, my video went viral on Instagram and YouTube with 1.7 million views. And that is the main thing that we are here to talk about. That is where this real story begins. The virality. The what virality really means and what it really means to be famous. So the fame came, yeah. Fidelia, hi Fidelia. The calls, the insults, the backhanded comments, the screenshots and sending to the group chats and all of that, the family meetings on your head, the fame came. The friends showing their true colors and the enemies and everybody coming out of their hiding places to associate to, oh god. Fame is a spiritual journey, and I think Fela said something similar when he said music is spiritual. If you are not careful, you will die. Fame is a spiritual journey, and if you're not careful and you're not ready for it, you won't survive. Trust me. 3 years in this, and I know what I've seen. I can't fully express it to you except you experience it for yourself. I know how much it's taken me to stay humble, to stay grounded, to stay in my lane and not really chase the cloud. It's been a conscious decision to stay in my lane. I don't talk about other people as a means of chasing cloud. I talk about people when I feel like I really need to put in a word or two, like chip in about the situation. But if not, I'm not saying jack about anything. Okay? So the 1.7 million views, the requests. Oh, post about my business. Oh, post about this. Oh, post me, post that, post this. But nobody's offering to pay you. As if you happened upon it. Like it was just handed to you. Some even said, "Oh, because you're a woman. Oh, because you're posting sexy videos. That's why you're viral." And I laughed, chuckled, because I know the mental journey I have been through, the healing I've gone through in previous years before I decided to, but before I got to this point of putting myself fully into the craft. I know the journey I've walked on, the path I've gone. And you sit there and think that, oh, it's because she's sexy. Oh, so, oh, please. Do you know how many more beautiful, sexy babes, baddies? Have you seen the baddies online? Have you seen baddies online that don't go viral? Have you seen them? Have you seen the BBL baddies that don't have millions of views on their videos? Have you seen them? And they've been on this in this line of content creation before I even came along. Have you seen them? Now, the virality kept coming. It almost became. I actually had to take up the nickname Fidelia de Million because of the millions of views almost every month on a different platform, almost every month or 3 months. Once it was dying out here, another platform would pick up, and the virality just kept coming and going, coming, coming. TikTok picked up last year, right? With almost 10 million views, to the point where some bad belly people had to make TikTok remove my video. But you cannot take what God has given. So now, the fame came. 3 years and counting. I have been in the spotlight. I have um, I have stayed small in a way, in the sense that, of course, I know how to use that virality to use it and chase clout, or for people to chase clout, and I'll allow them chase clout around me and all of that, and we'll just keep chasing clout. But I know what I'm building, and I know why I started what I'm doing, and I know where I'm going, and I know the kind of things I want to be doing. So it's not about random chasing clouds and going viral for viral sake. It's deeper than that. So I stayed back in Benue. I kept there was okay last year I was in Abuja for a few months, thinking that, let's go find greener pastures since the money is not forthcoming and all of that. Let's go find greener pastures. It didn't work out. And I had to accept that it didn't work out and still come back to my father's house, because at least I have one, a roof over my head, even though the mental stress I'm going through living here could could drive someone else to depression. And of course, maybe I have slipped into depression once or twice, but I'm still here and I'm not going anywhere until I have figured it out. Until I figure it out and know that I'm moving with stability and not just, yes, I know it's a comfort zone, but I know the time has come, because I'm getting that urge again. I know that the time has come. The only way I can move is to sell my phone. And that's the only gadget I have. A young lady with no laptop, no stable source of income, no iPad, no nothing. Literally nothing. Only a dream, a vision, and hope that it's all gonna work out. You go to someone for a brand collaboration, you try to convince the person, oh, this is what I have and this is what we can achieve together. And they think they are doing you more of a favor. And then, but they expect you to teach them what you know. But they don't want to pay you. You call a friend, you ask for money to do one or two, maybe buy data, get food to eat. Because let's be honest, the fasting sometimes is not really about spirituality, it's because it's compulsory fasting. And then when you try to eat what is you see, what is seen, or what is given, your body, like literally, my body betrays me at every turn when I try to live a normal life. I'm laughing because I just remembered how a month or so ago, I had been like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna eat whatever because that's all I see and that's all I can afford to eat. Because it's like that's what's cooked. Knowing fully well that I have a very sensitive system. It's funny because there's no money, but the body's bougie. uh the body's bougie. There's no money, but the body's bougie. So I was eating whatever. I was eating um is it this milled flour amala, I think, every day for some time. Amala rice. And I woke up one day in serious pain, and I knew that ulcer had flared up. And once it flares up, it becomes very sensitive, and you have to just keep managing it because I get the heartburn, the pain. I literally cried my way to the hospital, got admitted. Luckily for me, saw my daddy, our family doctor, who was able to help me out. He's a doctor, yeah. So he admitted me immediately, gave me injections and all of that, and I got better. But I just, all I'm trying to say is, I used to think once you go viral, once you're famous, people want to work with you, you have brand deals, you have all this, and they are giving you money because they understand what it means to have virality and all of that. And so life changes for you and you're no longer feeding from hand to mouth. Oh boy, did I have another thing coming. Because tell me why people want you to collaborate, to do the repost. Imagine someone will send you a message, can you repost this for me? But they don't want to pay you. When you mention payment, it's as if you're... And I talked about how you call a friend and the friend thinks, you're famous, you're everywhere. So why you are okay. You have men lined up giving you money. In Nigeria now, if you're not into full-time runs, olosho, street workout, whatever you want to call it, if you're not into that, or you're not into pressing, even ladies are pressing now, you know what I mean? If you're not into that, Oyo is your own. I am trying my best not to go too deep into this video because I don't want to be the emotional wreck online, on camera rather. I don't want that. I just want to inform that fame and fortune do not always go hand in hand. And yes, there are stages and levels to fame, and I know that I'm still climbing. And of course, I do know that there will be a time when I'll be able to leverage the fame to make the fortune come, but I'm not there yet. And by all the means I have tried, with my only two power, my only two phone that I have, I haven't seen it. And I have been strong for myself, for my future self, but I just had to open up because I'm tired of being perceived in a certain way. I've never been one to fake it, um, like to pretend to be something I'm not. And even now, I know some people might find this video cringe, like, why would she come out and say that and do that? I just want to say that the millions of views come with $0. And even the little times I've had my video, like, only Facebook has given me a paycheck. And that paycheck is not even enough for data or food, not to talk of doing any other thing. How much are we paid in Nigeria? Your video goes 1 million views and you barely see $20. And that is the one that is even paying. YouTube now, I have 20,000 plus subscribers, 2.2 million plus views on a single video. But you think there's no money, no dollars. Because I have not reached the even if I do reach the monetization level, I have seen videos of people coming out to say how they have had to drop this whole thing because of the low funds. So if I'm not out here selling you a course, which I have done everything. So don't even think I've been lazy. What have I not done? What work have I done? Since the age of 14, I have worked. I have worked. I have even dated up and tried to, elevate myself. But it's all crashed. Everything crashes, right? Like, okay, everything. I was a sugar baby before I even knew I was a sugar baby. Before I even knew what being a sugar baby was. Because I thought I was just dating, not knowing I was being a sugar baby. And all the sacrifices I made for the people I care about, all the things I did to help. All thrown back in my face. Because now who get them now? I be person. I get them before, no be property. Guys, I've been famous for 3 years now. I've been working my butt off from a very young age. I've been modeling, I've been acting, I've been singing, I've worked in the club, I've worked in the gym, I've worked as a yoga instructor, I've worked as a receptionist, I've worked at a car wash, I've worked as a teacher, home tutor, everything. I have businesses, I've done businesses, everything I could think of to pull myself out of this hand to mouth life. Nothing, nothing has been able to give me that stability. Okay, let's say for instance now 20K enters my account as we're talking now, 20,000 naira. There's literally no food in the house right now, like not even a single thing to eat. Indomie. That's the smallest thing you can find. No Indomie in the house. How much is a carton of Indomie? I think over 10,000 naira. Um, okay, let's say no carton. Let's do quarter of Indomie. Then rice, then Maggi, then beans, then this, da, 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 then da, da, da. Okay, go to the bathroom to shower. There's no soap. And then someone thinks, oh, I sent you